about how to actually become fearless in the pursuit of what you want. So I just watched Steve sparring in the ring, and I'm always humbled by his attitude. You know, my husband is a 2-time world champion, and beyond his skill set, it has been his attitude that has really empowered him to do the things that he has done within his life. So I'm going to use him as the example for the attitude that you can cultivate within yourself, so that when you are setting goals for yourself, there's no sense of hesitation or doubt or even fear. So let's dive into this. I'm on my way to Coles to do the shopping, so we've got about 5 minutes until I get there. So let's unpack this. When I watch Steve in the ring, what is very evident is that he is constantly composed. He is in control of his emotional state. There is never a time in the ring that he gets overwhelmed or gets in his own head or feels like he is not performing well. And there's a reason for that. He has created rules for himself around what success and failure will look like when he's training in the ring. And this is something that we can all do for ourselves. So often when we set a goal for ourselves and we're working hard, particularly in the gym, we're told not to have an ego about it. And I don't think that's very helpful advice. What I think is more helpful is to remind people that usually we are operating under a set of rules for what success and what failure will mean to each of us as individuals, or what we have to experience or do in order to feel like a success, or what would have to happen for us to feel like a failure. And many of us are just unconsciously living under the rules that we have created for ourselves without even considering how helpful they actually are. What I mean by that is, if I asked 10 different people, what it would take in order for them to feel like a success, you know that every single person is going to have different criteria for that. I know that I worked with people years ago that considered success something that they could claim only, sorry guys, this is very dangerous, hold on. All right, here we go. Only if and when they were making $5 million annually. So their rules for success were significantly harder than the person that just considers every day above ground a success. And the thing is, we get to determine the rules that we live under for what success and what failure will mean to us. And the trick here is, and this is something that I have learned and really got for myself through watching my husband in the ring. Sometimes we are led to believe that if we have high standards for ourselves, that means we will experience greater success, right? The higher our standards are, it will mean the harder we have to play. And I don't believe that to be true. What we actually have to do for ourselves is look at the rules that we are creating for success and failure and make it almost impossible for us to fail and really easy for us to succeed. And there's magic behind this. Let me explain it. If we have made it really difficult to fail, it means that when we go into something, when we try something, we actually don't experience any sense of fear. We experience fear as a sensation, as an experience within our body when we perceive that there is going to be a problem or we are going to experience pain in some way. Now, if failure is a possibility, of course, our nervous system is going to respond by generating fear within our bodies. It's a biochemical response. It is actually brilliant. Fear is a necessary emotion and experience because it gets us to pay attention. It gets us to be really aware, really focused. It activates our flight or fight response. But we don't need fear all the time, and we have to be really conscious about the way we are setting ourselves up for that experience. What I mean by this is that you need to really consider what must happen for me to fail. I know for me, that for me to feel like a failure, it means that I have to completely give up on something. I have to say, not doing it, can't do it, can't be done, there's no solution, I will never get better, I'm completely done and dusted with it. That has to happen in order for me to be a failure. If I try and I don't quite reach the mark, if somebody does better than me, if I make a mistake, none of that falls into the category of me feeling like a failure. And I get to choose that for myself. And you get to choose what must happen, what must occur for you to feel like a failure too. So if you are going into the day trying to succeed in some area of your life or trying to make progress, and you feel so much doubt, hesitation, resistance, you're holding yourself back because you feel fear within your body, you just need to change the rules. You just need to make success a criteria that is really easy for you to access. Because when you make success something that you experience frequently, you feel good. And when you feel good, you are willing to go for more. So, to sum it all up, my friends, have a look at the goals that you have set for yourself. And then consider, what rules do you have in success and failure when it comes to these goals? And how helpful are the rules that you have created? There's a lot that you can unpack when you start this exploration. Part of that is really considering, well, whose rules are they? Who decided this for me? Are they empowering me or disempowering me? This is work that I do one-on-one with women, and it really changes the game. When we get really clear what the rules for success and failure are, and we realize that we can actually give anything a go and pour 100% of ourselves into something, because we can't fail, because we've made it almost impossible for ourselves to feel like a failure. You just unlock the next level of yourself. You go for it. And the last point that I want to make is nobody gets to tell you what must occur for you to feel like a success or a failure. You actually are the highest authority in this. You get to decide this for yourself. What somebody else considers success or failure doesn't impact you. We each get to choose this for ourselves, and we do. We're all living very different lives with different goals, different outcomes that we want to experience. When you can get really clear and really certain for yourself what you consider success and failure, it changes the game. You can set goals for yourself and not feel doubt, not feel insecure, not hesitate. You can just go for it, feeling really good about it every day. Years ago, I thought that I had to achieve in order to be happy. And the way that I have reframed my thinking, the way that I have restructured the rules that, dictate how I feel in a day, mean that now I just happily achieve. I happily achieve, and I'm in the slipstream of success daily. It is so easy for me to experience and recognize the success that I'm creating daily. And failure, it's kind of not a concept that I subscribe to anymore. I would have to completely give up everything that I'm doing in order to feel like a failure. All right, so that's all I have to say on that today. I was just, reminded of, this as a concept for a few reasons. We have a beginner sparring program starting at the training room today, and this is a conversation that I extended in detail with them. And then watching Steve spar, I just really saw it in motion. It's great, sometimes we do all this talking about, how we should think and how it's going to impact us and how it will play out. But to see Steve in the ring, it's always kind of, I don't know, it takes all of this from being just a concept and something that we understand logically, and really moves it into the power of embodying that and using that and seeing what it looks like when you are a person that has full confidence in your ability to experience success, because you've liberated yourself from the bullshit rules that might have you trapped in feeling like failure is an imminent possibility for you. All right. I'm at Coles. If you've heard something in this for yourself, guys, please take it upon yourself to let me know. Please let me know if this is a helpful conversation. If it is, I will make more of an effort to get on here and just share what's going on within my life and within my mind, so that it can help you also just unpack what is going on within your own mind and the way that it is impacting how you see yourself and your ability to just make shit happen on the daily. Alrighty. Have a great day.